Hey everyone. I think as we all know, we have the Football World Cup, which has just started in Qatar, and the whole internet actually broke few days back when Messi and Ronaldo posted a picture of them playing chess. Now, this picture has become so iconic that some are even calling this the pick of the century. Now, this was actually a Louis Vuitton photo shoot, and the picture was taken by Annie Leibovitz. Now, why is a chess channel like me so obsessed with two footballing goats playing chess? Now, if you actually look at that position, this was no random position. This was actually a game that was played between Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamaru in 2017. And apparently, Carlsen even tweeted about this photo shoot. So, this was the final position, and as you can see, it's a draw. Probably just to show that, the GOAT status can't be decided between Messi and Ronaldo. And, probably we just need to enjoy them while they're still playing their final World Cup. So, let's actually get on to the actual game of how Hikaru Nakamaru, aka Messi, plays Carlsen, aka Ronaldo. So here, this was actually the final position, and Hikaru Nakamaru or Messi was playing black, and Ronaldo or Carlsen was white. This is actually a straight draw because black would just play, queen h4 check, and king has to play king g1, and then black can just take this pawn with a check. The king again goes back to h1, and this keeps repeating again and again until this becomes a draw. So this actually just leads to a draw because there's nothing much white can do, because even if white plays king h2, for instance, we just keep playing queen h4, and now in case white tries to get too greedy and plays bishop h3, for instance, then it's game over because we got rook f2 check, and it's pretty much game over. There's nothing much white can do, because if white does play king g1, for instance, then we actually have a mate in 2 because we have queen g3 check, then bishop g2, and yeah, that's it. We have queen g2 checkmate. So as you can see, this was the final position and it's actually a draw. But how did this position come up? So over here, let's actually get on to the game. So we have Carlsen who's playing white, or in this case Messi. So we have e4, we have c5, we have knight f3, d6, and d4. So this is an open Sicilian defense. So we have captures, we have knight f6, knight c3, we have a6. So this is all part of a particular variation in the Sicilian defense. And we have h3, we have g6, then we have g3, we have knight c6, bishop e3, just to save this knight and give some added defense. We have bishop g7, we have bishop g2, just bringing the bishops out and getting them into the game. Black castling, white castling, all routine moves. We have knight d7, so now we can see that there are 2 attacks from the bishop as well as the knight onto this knight. So we have b3. So white or Carlsen is probably planning to move this knight to a different square at some point, and then probably bring this pawn over to c4, for instance. So we have black capturing, bishop capturing. So we have a couple of exchanges just to give some room for the black pieces, because as you can see, Nakamaru's different pieces are still not developed yet, so exchange always helps in this case. So now we have b6. The plan is for the bishop to come over to b7, and we have knight d5. So white knight has got a pretty good square on d5. So Nakamaru just plays bishop e7. We have c4, the strengthening that d4 square as well. And now we have e5 attacking the queen. So the queen goes over to e3. So now we have b5, just trying to disrupt the center as well, because this c4 is a very strong pawn as well. So Nakamaru is doing his best just to disrupt the center. So we have rook c1, we have captures, rook captures, bishop captures the knight. So this is actually being done because this knight is actually a very strong knight, and the black bishop, for instance, the white squared black bishop doesn't really have any mobility, so it's better to take off the strong knight and exchange pieces. So we have pawn captures. We have a5 now. Now the beauty about a5 now is because, as you can see, this black knight is pretty strong. So if this black can come over to this square on c5, obviously Carlsen is not gonna like that, and he might play moves such as b4 to just get rid of the knight. So Nakamura is just thinking ahead, and he instead plays a5. So now that white can't play b4, for instance. So now we have rook c1 by Carlsen. We have knight c5 as planned, and you can see that Nakamura seems to be in a pretty good position as well, because white has the light squared bishop, and most of Nakamura's pawns are occupying the black squares, which is technically safe. So we have a3, try to get rid of this knight, and the next move would be b4. And we have f5 by Nakamura, aka Ronaldo. So in this position you can see that Carlsen is going all out by playing b4 and trying to get rid of the knight, and Carlsen is probably going to target this particular pawn, which seems to be pretty weak. Now in football, we can either sit back and defend and then wait for the right opportunity, or we can just keep pressing and then look for the counter-attacks, and Nakamura is clearly doing that. So we have Carlsen playing b4, captures, knight goes back to d7. We have rook c6, now putting pressure onto this d6 pawn. But hey, Nakamura doesn't care, he just plays f4, trying to disrupt the king side of white. So obviously white has to capture. We have pawn captures. Queen goes over to e6 with a check. We have rook f7, and we have queen to d6, and now white is a pawn up, and this is a passed pawn as well. This is looking very dangerous for white, and black would have to do something as well, and Nakamura does do something in this case, and he plays queen g5. Now what is Nakamura intending? He is intending to push f3 and threatening mate, to be frank. So Carlsen plays king h1, but still Nakamura goes ahead with his plan, and our bishop goes over to f1, and we have knight f6. Now slowly Nakamura is putting a lot of pressure on white's king side, and he's putting all of his pieces onto the king side as well to basically bring in reinforcements. So we have queen e6, pin in the rook as well. So the king moves, and we have rook c7 now. White is looking pretty dangerous as well. You can see that seems to be a very open attack on both sides that's happening at the moment. So we have rook captures, and king goes over to h6 as well. So this seems a very pretty interesting position, but now if you look at it, white is actually out of options to keep attacking, and you can't really do much for it, to be honest. And if you look at it, black seems to be threatening much more as well, because if this rook comes over to the a1 file and attacks the bishop, it's actually game over for white. So the queen has to come back to e1, and we have rook e2, and we have rook e7 now. We have knight g4 by Nakamura, which is a beautiful move, and it is threatening to capture this pawn, and it is actually forcing white to capture the knight. And as you can see, this is the final position that we see in that photo shoot between Ronaldo and Messi. And as you can see, this match eventually leads to a draw. So hope you all enjoyed this match. To be honest, I'm pretty sure none of them would have cared to really see what happened in this match, but this particular position has gotten so famous because of two footballing greats. And it's pretty ironic to say that a chess position has garnered in so much traction because of two footballing icons. And I'm pretty sure it's both of their final World Cup as well, so let's just enjoy the moment and enjoy the final World Cup. And yes, I know it's been a while since I posted some videos, but yeah, I did take a hiatus, and from here on, I would be trying to be more active, and I'll definitely try to post more videos. So, hope you'll enjoy it. Thank you.